We are back from executive session at 9:48. Item 8, consider and take possible action regarding items discussed in closed session. Item B, consider and take possible action regarding employee complaint. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Salinas, I have a motion.
Okay, motion.
I move that the board grant the grievance of Ms. Cifuentes according to the terms discussed in closed meeting, and that we direct Dr. Mackey to ensure that the appropriate memo and training are given to Ms. Cifuentes as discussed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, Ms. Adair. I will do roll call. Mr. Flores.
I'm going to abstain from this since I was not present at the grievance, and I don't think it would be fair for either side.
Mr. Sonny? I keep forgetting your name. Merrill, I'm sorry, Mr. Merrill.
I also abstain because I was not a party to the beginning also.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Salyer?
Abstain.
Okay. Mr. Macias? Yes. Ms. Adair? Yes. Mr. LaFoyle?
Yes.
Mr. Salinas, yes. Motion carries. No, we're gonna wait until we get to that one. We now go back to Ms. Page, are you still here? Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Okay, ma'am, thank you very much, and you'll take care of everything. Yes. Thank you. Item 5, discussion, consideration of action items. A, consider and take possible action regarding approving replacing chalkboards and whiteboards in classrooms. Motion by
Second.
motion by Mr. Salyer, second by Mr.
Morrell.
Merrill. Yes, ma'am.
Morrell.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, I was going to ask to not have the motion, but we have the motion, so it's fine. When I reviewed this item, Dr. Mackey, on replacing the chalkboards with the whiteboards, I realized that we're a little bit behind the times in this issue. We should have already had whiteboards. But will this require us to go into fund balance, or is this item in our budget that we have already approved for the year? So I have a great concern with an additional item coming out of fund balance that has not been allocated in this year's budget. We're lowering our fund balance every vote, and so I won't be supporting this. I will support it at a later date when it's in the budget, or if you have some other monies that you want to move around. But an additional $325,000 out of fund balance added to all the others we've done tonight, I just need to draw a line at some point of adding to the budget after the budget's been approved.
Any other, I'm sorry, Mr. Salyer.
Yeah. Dr. Mackey, Jose, what's our fund balance right now? Approximately. I know you can't hold me to it. Approximate fund balance right now?
You know, Mr. Sawyer, I hate to take a guess right now.
Okay.
In November, when we come to the next meeting, I can
We
definitely
got more
give
than
you.
30 million in there right now.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
How much? I couldn't hear.
At least 30 million.
yes.
Yeah.
So we have 30 million of that 30 million, and I know I'm putting you on the
We
spot.
have it
Mr.
at
Elizondo.
least, okay, it's more
Yeah.
than that, but I don't know, I can't tell you exactly how much.
Just an average. I'm not gonna hold you to that dollar. Just in the ballpark, okay? What I wanna say is that does not, you have not subtracted the budget amendments that we approved tonight.
No,
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, our fund balance is fine. 329,000, yeah, it's a lot of money for us, but you know what? It's time to pull this district into this century, okay? It's money money well spent. These chalkboards, these whiteboards will last very, very long time. And I'm going to support it. I mean, again, it's like, you know, people talk about haves and have-nots. Why do some schools have whiteboards and some schools don't? Well, this is an opportunity to fix it.
Mr. Macias.
Dr. Mackey, we did implement the first phase of giving schools whiteboards, correct? And so these schools that are listed here, Candlewood, Coronado, Crestview, View, and Elof, Olympia, Spring Meadows, Woodlake, and all the middle schools, well, Judson Middle School, Kirby, and JSAS. Are those the only schools then that don't have whiteboards?
Just one more, Woodlake Hills wasn't on this list. That's Woodlake Hills Middle School is the only other one that does not have whiteboards.
So the rest of,
Getting them right now.
this is just one of those things that it's a tough deal, but really it's not. I mean, our kids deserve these whiteboards, and I know that your recommendation was that we do this across the district. I think at some point this is just money well spent in terms of servicing our kids. So I'll be supportive of this effort. Just tell me why only a portion of it was phased in rather than all of it at once.
Why wasn't it in the budget?
We hit them as they were requested. We actually did start with this in the budget this year, but it was one of those things where we had to look at everything, and it was some of the stuff that was pulled out. Miller's Point, we went ahead and we're putting those in right now. They're on order right now. We're not installing them now. They'll be here by the end of the month. We'll be installing them this year. But, you know, we just need to know what your direction is, basically. That's why they're here. Do you want us to go ahead and do it now? You want us to budget for 15, 16? You want us to wait for a bond? That's the direction that we need.
Well, I certainly appreciate you bringing this to me, to the board, I'm sorry. But just trying to get an understanding of, we had a directive, or I guess a strategy to put whiteboards throughout the district, and so just again, trying to come to terms with it, but I think it's a great idea. Thank you.
Mr. LaFoyle.
If I'm gonna stand up, I cough loud enough anyway. I'm sorry I have to stand, but I have a bad cramp in one of my legs. The only good one. I will support this for one reason. I believe in equal. You've heard me say that many times. I believe if this school's got it, this school should. So I will support this.
Ms. Adair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Based on Richard's comment, I will support this, Richard, because when I look at the names of the schools, they are the schools that have normally been at the bottom. But I do want to be very emphatic about, we knew that these schools did not have whiteboards when we made our budget, and if we remove them at budget time, then I don't understand what happened between 2 months ago and now. And $329,000 is a lot of money. And we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna be waiting to see if we come back to the board and you ask for class size waivers. You want us to waive the amount of teachers for the students and have more students in the classrooms, but we're gonna pay money for whiteboards. I like whiteboards. And I know the teachers that are out there watching this video are gonna say, Mr. Adair, we need those whiteboards. And so I'm gonna support it, but I strongly feel there's a problem here. We knew what we needed. We should have put that in the budget, and if it was sorely needed, then we should have left it there. And $325, $245,000, I mean, we're just constantly pulling, and I'm looking forward to November. I want to see what our fund balance is after all the money we've taken out up to that point. I want to know what our class sizes are, our teacher ratio, you know, the things that are really significant. You know, where are we? I'm not against buying an energy efficient chiller, but what are we doing with the kids? This chalkboard, whiteboard, is the only item that I really see on the agenda that affects the kids. I mean, I just think there's a problem with our budgeting. I'm sorry. I just really, really feel that. I'll vote for it because of what Richard said. I agree with that, Richard.
Mr. Flores.
Thank you. Well, you got to think of the other ramifications with chalkboards versus whiteboards, and not only, yes, the kids that don't have them, but how it affects the computers in the room, all that dust, all that, you know, it's been brought to my attention that, you know, that affects that also. And how does it affect the ventilation? You know, I mean, everything has that effect, the cause and effect problem. So I will be supporting this, and but I do agree that we need to see where we are, because we spent a lot of money out of fund balance today, and but we need to see where we are on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flores, and I agree. We need these boards, the whiteboards. And the question was, why weren't we told during the budget? Well, maybe this, the beginning of the year, the teachers, the principals decided, talk to the teachers, say, you know what? So I've heard some of the other schools have, can we have whiteboards? So definitely, it's money well spent, and I will be supporting this because our teachers, it's very important. They have to clean their own boards and everything, so no, we need whiteboards. Thank you. Yes, sir.
One more thing, as far as when we looked at the budget, we got to remember that we had to go through it and scrub out things, and maybe it didn't come to, you know, to us at the time, yes, you know, who doesn't have them and who does have them. You know, maybe they wanted them for everybody, and we took them out for, you know, like we asked Dr. Mackey to look, we asked the administration, look and see what we need to, you know, well, June, we approved it, so it's on us, you know, but anyway. Well, we will, but, you know, they brought it to us, and they felt like this had to be changed in order to get something else for the kids, which everything in this district is for the kids. And, you know, so we have to pull from fund balance. That's what we'll do. Thank you.
Okay, we're ready to vote on the motion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed likewise. Motion carries. B, consider and take possible action regarding approving only full-time employees to receive health benefits.
Did you suspend the rules on that motion, on that item?
B. No. You want me to suspend the rules?
Yes, sir, please, Mr. President.
Okay. Rules suspended just for discussion. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. I placed this item on the agenda because when we received our insurance briefing, the insurance committee recommended this. After reviewing the legal requirements and the number of employees affected, I do not feel that it is a good move or decision for the board to take, and so I will not be making a motion for this. But I did want the insurance committee to know, whoever they are out there in the world, that that we did hear them, and we did consult with our attorneys and our administration on taking that into consideration, and it was not something that was feasible at this time. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. C, consider and take possible action regarding approving the personnel report and updates, including new hires, resignation, administrative appointments.
I have a motion. I have a
Oh,
motion.
by Mr. Lafoyle.
No, sir. I have a specific motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
You can do the second.
That's right. Go ahead, ma'am. Motion.
I have a motion to, I know, but I took it. I have a motion when we get, yeah, we do. I have a motion to approve the personnel report and updates, including new hires, resignations, and administrative appointments, as well as to approve 2 coordinator positions for the HR department under the auxiliary and under the professional, a coordinator for auxiliary and a coordinator for professional, as well as the proposed changes from the superintendent for a director of employee services and risk management, along with associated employees under the business services department.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Discussion. vote on, oh, we're gonna vote on the personnel report and everything. Oh. Yeah, so we just vote on personnel and everything, right? That was on the personnel. Okay, okay. All those in favor of the motion signifying by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed likewise, motion carries. Discussion items. Dr. Mackey, facilities report, which is on your page 137.
Mr. President, members of the board, I have a facility assessment report which is in there. If you would have time to review it, if you have any questions, we have TASB here. You could come forward, the TASB guy, on the facility report and kind of share with us. Mr. Tasby? Mr. TASB? Super Tasby, all right.
They call me something else at work, but.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that keeps a paycheck. 136. And if you see the report, facility report, that we utilize TASB services on this, and this is it, starting on page 136. If any of y'all have any questions.
Dr. Mackey, is there anything you think we should?
Can you share anything with us that you think would be important?
I think the questions that you guys have been asking already has taken the right step as far as asking about the chillers and the life cycles of the track. The first step in a capital improvement plan, there's several steps, but understanding life cycles. Every single component throughout your whole district has a life cycle. Carpet, fence, the track, the curb around the track. So having a good understanding of those things, and Mr. Kirshner's department has painstakingly gone through and made a list of, I believe it's over 500, probably closer to 550, different deficiencies and needs. So that's really the first step in creating a master plan. And I heard you guys talk about not just the next 2 years and 5 years, but this is something, a lot of your components, your roofs, your chillers should last 15, 20, 25 years. But his department has a really good understanding of those life cycles depending on who the manufacturer is. That will play into it. How much maintenance is done. Someone also mentioned that just because it was bought last year doesn't mean that it won't fail next year. There are lemons. But this master plan, or a capital improvement plan of this nature, gives you the opportunity to look out and begin to build your budget for next year, for the next 2 years, 5 years, looking at dry erase boards or smart boards, whatever the next step might be for you, and budgeting 5 years and 10 years down the road. The spreadsheet that Mr. Kirshner's department will receive, it's going to allow him some flexibility to where we think we've divided everything into 4 different categories, and within those 4 categories there's 35 different criteria that we think are prioritized differently and have different life cycles. So it allows him to provide information to you as the board as to what the needs for each campus are, what the needs per site are, maybe district-wide site, district-wide educational adequacy, talking about portables and science labs, things like that. But there's several different ways of viewing this data to allow you guys to make informed decisions on where you want to direct your funds. Where are the priorities? Is it safety and security? Is it educational needs? Is it major capital improvements, roofing, AC, parking lots, things that your operating budget can't support at all? So that's kind of how we get to this point. Again, we've gone through and we're revising it at this point, making sure that what I call something is what your school district calls it. We want to make sure that it is complete and thorough when it finally reaches you as a final report. But it will be a work in progress. Mr. Kirshner will have the ability to add, delete, change life cycles. If you guys want to extend the life cycles of certain types of chiller systems, you'll have that ability. If you think it's only going to last 12 years, you can start budgeting for it at 12 years and maybe just keep limping along until you do have the funds to replace it. So hopefully it will give you a lot of versatility in planning, budgeting for major capital improvements.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to say thank you to you, but I want to tell Dr. Mackey and Mr. Kirshner thank you. This is a great start you know, when we get ready and Mr. Flores is working on the long-range planning and we're preparing for our bond, this is factual, this is data. We can say, you know, this is where we are. And so looking forward to the final copy, and if you'll please give that to me in writing and not online, so I can highlight. No. But thank you very much. I think that's a great job by our administration and TASB. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have the Texas Education Agency Consolidated
School ratings.
School rating. This is information for you all to look at. I've already reviewed that with you all as part of our results. And then we have a construction update.
Dr. Mackey, can you tell us on item 2? Can you tell us on item 2 where we are in the process with the early evening high school? Is that the right name? That's the one that was the only one we were having issues on our ratings, and you had told us you were.
We cut that out.
When will that be? January. So we might want to send something out to our community saying that that program.
I thought we already notified.
All the students have already been. Not the students.
I know the students.
We're talking about the community.
We take care of that, yes.
We're doing away with that because we don't have enough students.
Yeah, we really not getting a lot of students. It costs us a lot, and we're not getting a lot of students. The services are provided on campus. We got the same services on campus.
I talked to a young student who recently quit school because he couldn't comprehend being on a campus with that many students.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have to. Okay. And how about the personnel coming January? They're coming to different schools? Okay. No, but they're going back to their schools, or we're gonna utilize them? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Excuse me, we do recognize, just for the benefit of the board, that the law allows students to return to high school up to age 22. And that was one of the reasons we opened the evening high school. We didn't want those older kids to be on the campus with our younger students.
Okay. Follow up, nope, construction update, sir. Tell me about the high school.
214, we have,
214.
Yes.
214 on the high school, if you can look at that's information that I want to share with the board. We talked about the pool and having an outdoor school, and this is what it would cost for an engineer, an architect to organize and to construct an outdoor school out there at the middle school. So I just gave that to y'all for information. If y'all want to discuss it with me, or put it on the agenda, please let me know if you want. So that's one thing. The high school out there is still coming along. I signed the pay schedule today, and it's going very well out there, and it's moving. We're on budget and on schedule.
I got
Thank-
a question on that pool.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
sir.
How much is it gonna cost us, can you give me an estimate how much it's gonna cost us to, maintain that pool? I don't even know.
No, I don't have that yet, Mr. LaFois.
You know?
No, I just get, I would, the board would have to give me some, leadway, and it's cost $95,000, so they'd have to approve, the board would have to approve that in order for me to get an architect to talk about designing and what it would cost to maintain it.
Would it be cheaper now to do it while we're building this school?
Yes, that's why I put it on there. Yes, because they're already there. And you can add that to it, yes, because we designed the school for a swim dressing room and all the facility for the swim need right next to it, which it's been designed for that right now. So this would work out if the board give me some directions on it.
At a later date, could we enclose it?
Yes.
They'll design it,
Ye-
the architect.
Yes, that's,
design it.
yes.
Okay. Are we gonna vote on that tonight?
No, it's just information.
Action item.
It's just
But we
information.
can give direction.
Put that on the
I say
agenda
do
for the
it.
next meeting, please.
Oh, pardon me?
We can,
We don't have to, we just give direction. I say do it.
put it on the next agenda.
Jack, thank you. Hall of Honor, Mr. Dr. Mackey, Mr. Linson.
What we have here is a committee that we form each year in reference to the Hall of Honor. And this committee, whenever we get all the candidates for the civic and the athletic nominees, they are considered by these committee members. And this committee is made up of a number of folks. They are made up of the superintendent, a principal of both Judson High School and Wagner High School, both athletic directors, and 3 committee members. And those 3 committee members, or community members, I should say, need to be residents within the district, so that when these nominees for a Hall of Honor are considered, they can look through the background of each one of these candidates. They're from the district, they meet the criteria, and if they meet the criteria, then they can be inducted into the Hall of Honor, either on the civic grounds or the athletic grounds. So what we in the past have asked the board to do is to pick 3 committee members, or community members I should say, to serve on this board or this committee to select these inductees. So I'm not sure if you as a board would like to take some time to consider those community members that you would like to serve on this committee. That would be the route we need to go at this point. Typically we
Is the board liaison?
Dr. Mackey, is it okay for the board to just recommend now? Or what do you want us to do?
Yeah, in years past, it's been a little bit more formal. You know, I put an agenda item in there and so forth, but you know, the process is still the same. We want the board to be involved in picking the community members as a part of this committee, and so that's what we would ask some direction on.
Thank you, sir. Update on the state of the maintenance department. And I put that item. The board received, I believe last August, after this report came out in June, Dr. Mackey brought in TASBO, the Texas Association of School Board Organization? What is that?
School business.
Oh, School Business Organization. And they made a lot of recommendations. At one time, I brought it up, but then we had an ad hoc committee from the board, but basically never had time to actually review this. I had a lot of questions. You can see I have a lot of questions. So what I did, I called Dr. Mackey's office. He was in UIL, so I talked to Mr. Kirshner and said, could we meet with Mr. Yacklin?
Yes, sir.
And I spent a little over an hour this morning going over all this report. And I want to tell you that all these recommendations, and by the way, Mr. Yacklin was not here at the time. He has gone over and beyond with Mr. Kirshner and his staff to make sure and try and bring all these recommendations up to date. I was very, very happy, and I'd like to tell the board that a lot of these recommendations are up to date. I mean, you're talking about training, vehicles, maintenance in the grounds. Whatever the recommendations here, they are working diligently, and he has continued to do that. And then I appreciate that, and I want to thank you and Mr. Kirshner for taking time, and thank you, Dr. Mackey, for allowing me to do that, because I didn't want to waste all night here asking questions. But you answered all the questions, and I don't know, any other board members have any more questions on this report? Okay, sir.
We got, out of all your positions there, we only got 2 vacant ones?
Yes, sir.
That's good.
What did you do away with it?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, and so we got the report he's gonna go over. You got it on your packet, start on page 216. Thank you, Mr. Yankovic, go
Thank
ahead.
you. Oh, which report? Oh, the report that we.
No, just on some of the things, he might have some other things to add.
I'll just brief over it. The highlight is the condition of our vehicles within the maintenance department. Kind of states how old they are, the state of them, the mileage. If you go to the 3rd page, or flip to 2 more pages, you'll see our vehicle replacement program.
220.
On theirs, what page?
Yeah, I'm telling him what
220
page
on
I'm
your page. We had to come up with some kind of procedure. How are we gonna replace a vehicle? Who's gonna come up with that standard? Because believe me, every maintenance employee wants a brand-new vehicle. And so I have to have some kind of fair and consistent way. So we did research with districts and cities within New York, California, all across the United States to come up with a criteria on how they replace vehicles. The main criteria is if you're 130,000 miles on a vehicle or you're older than 15 years, then you're up for replacement. Because basically when you get to that point, you're spending more on maintenance now on that vehicle. From a cost perspective, it's better to replace that vehicle. So if you meet that, or if I have a vehicle that blows an engine or a transmission, and the cost to repair is more than 30% of the Blue Book value, that vehicle should come up for replacement. So we put this in process. So anybody who comes to me who wants a brand new vehicle, they have to fall within this criteria. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, so did you take all of your vehicles and put them on the list with the dates, and so you're going to program into the budget the ones that come up so that,
Yes, ma'am, we did that.
I mean, but you're gonna bring that to us at the budget time that,
Yes.
Mr. Kirshner, you can answer.
You just approved 4 vehicles tonight.
I know.
Based on this.
Yes.
And next year,
That'll cover it for this year?
they'll cover this year, but he's gonna.
Wow, cool.
He's gonna have,
That's how we, yes, ma'am, that's how
and
we
he
did that.
budgeted for that, that was part of the budget commission.
Yeah, I noticed that you said it was included in the budget, and, you know, I gave Dr. Mackey a couple of stars in closed session. You get 4.
Wait a minute, I got a note. Are there silver, gold, or platinum?
Our
So-
goal, if you look at this
So,
list,
one moment,
Yes.
sir. Let
Yes, sir.
me, for the audience sake, let me just read a couple of mileage for you. 190, over 190,000, over 224,000, over 157,000, over 231,000, over 152,000, over 151,000, over 194,000, over 143,000, and I said, how are these vehicles operating? We need to do something.
I go mine, 300, 400,000.
Yeah, but you buy yours brand new. Those vehicles have been here since Judson started, I don't know what year. I think it's 1984.
if you look
Thank
at,
you, sir, go ahead.
if you look at the vehicle replacements plan, we put if we replace 4 vehicles per year, within 4 years, we will be where we need to be. From that point, we should be only replacing 1 to 2 vehicles per year to stay at the level that we need to stay at. And so we'll just be on an ongoing budget, be budgeted for it annually, and we'll have because we believe that our employee's only as good as this truck that takes him out to the campus.
Mr. LaFoyle had a question?
Yeah, I'm looking at your grounds equipment. Are you also including that in, you can't include mileage on that, of course.
It's a
How
little
about
more.
operating hours?
It's a little more difficult because I don't have a mileage tracker, and it's hard to gauge, okay,
how much use has this piece of equipment really had? Some of the equipment will have hours on it, like tractors, and we do put that on our tractors. Anything that is recording something that tells us how much it's been used. But most of the equipment, like a trailer, it doesn't really tell us, okay, how much stress is this? And so we run it, and we keep running it until it's just, we'll know it's time to replace that. And most of the equipment here that does not have any kind of hours or mileage on it aren't big ticket items anyway, and they're not much to replace. Your big ticket items are your John Deere tractors, your backhoes, your skid steers, and those all have hours on them, and so we track them according to the hours.
How about your gas-powered generators? They have an hour meter, don't they?
The ones we have, they don't. They're
They don't?
small. They're
Most of
very,
them nowadays have,
they're,
well, you can look at the year it was made, too.
you can. What we've done is we're not gonna buy gas-powered generators, because if you're not using them for the year, the gas, it's cheaper, it's better for us to go rent one and use one than it is for us to keep one in storage for a year and hope it starts when you need it.
I think you're doing a great job.
Well, I appreciate it. Mr. Kirshner helps me
Any
out
other
a lot.
questions for maintenance? If not, thank you very much, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you.
Thank you, and Board, remember, we started this, I think, in August, and we're gonna continue every month so we can hear. The next department that will be up will be the Department of Nutrition, is that what it's called, Dr. Mack? Huh? Child Nutrition, we did?
Yeah, Mr. Jones already presented.
Oh, okay, then, what's another department we wanna hear from? Oh, okay. We'll put the police department for the November agenda. Is that okay, Ms. Perez? Thank you. Why? Oh. Oh, thank you. Okay, we move on to the update on Bexar County School Board Coalition Go Public campaign. And it's a very short CD showing that, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Kirshner, before I move on, they also, can you explain this, the daily log sheet? So they'll understand what this is for?
Yes, sir. That was something that we're looking into. It's part of the report from the maintenance department. They were trying to track individual hours and how much it's time to do work orders. So we've asked our technicians to utilize that. And if it take them 30 minutes to do something, we want them to write the times they were on there. It takes them 2 hours. We're trying to track our productivity and see how it's going. And you know, if you do everything right, if they work for a day and they do 5 work orders, the number of hours in there should equal 8, right? So that's one of the things that we're trying to do with that sheet. Really trying to track down the hours.
At the end of the day, it should total 8 hours.
Yeah, Mr. President, Dr. Mackey, I would like the board to receive a report of how much of our maintenance is contracted out. How much, because you said we're only short 2 employees.
Sorry, he scooted. Yeah, I told him to go and he's gone. Sorry. Yeah.
But that, Mr. Salinas reminded me, we'd like to know, if you're only short 2 employees, how much money are we spending on contracting out maintenance services?
I thought we'd already done that.
$1, I want to know what we're contracting out. Are we contracting out AC repair, you know, chiller repair? What are we contracting out and how much money are we spending on the contracting?
We can do that again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You ready for the go public?
Yes. Yeah, but this is the one we have to
We understand it's the first time San Antonio school districts have joined forces in the form of a coalition. The group is called Go Public, and its chief mission is to spread positive news about education in San Antonio.
choose Bexar County Public Schools?
My teachers are very fun. They don't make the class just boring.
I'm very amazed by the way he's progressed from his time in elementary to his new transition into junior high school.
My favorite teacher right now is Miss Morris. She makes math fun.
She's creative and comes up with these fun ways to keep them engaged. Makes me want to go in there and learn right with him.
One of my teachers is Mr. Richard. Definitely one of my biggest role models ever. He's amazing. He's a huge part of what has changed me since I've gotten here.
Our teachers really let us be creative, and they let us make different things, and they're not all about just feeding us information and then having us spit it back in tests.
Sometimes at lunch, the teachers come sit down with you and have lunch with you, and you'll be able to sit there and talk and laugh. You're never far away from your teachers there.
Why go public?
Best, most experienced teachers, hands down. Find out more at wegopublic.com.
Take a look at this huge party. We're promoting Go Public. It's a campaign awareness to spread the message on public schools. And joining me are the products of public schools. I know I'm one of them. Joining me is Emerald. Emerald Rodriguez, you are actually from Lanier High School.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Tell us where you're going.
Texas A&M University in College Station.
Awesome. Tell us about your experience as a public school student.
Well, public school has not only given me the opportunity to better myself as a student, but also to get hands-on training in my career.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And next up, we've got Matthew Biza.
Yes, ma'am.
Matthew, you're from J Science and Engineering.
Yes, ma'am.
I hear you're a valedictorian.
I am, and it's true, it's true. And here's your Go Public pin.
I
first
love
off.
this.
And
Cool.
I'm excited. I love public school. It gives great opportunity, and I get to go to Stanford, so
You're
I guess what
going to
it takes me.
Stanford. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where are you headed?
I'm going to UT Austin to study aerospace engineering. I'm going to Princeton.
You're going to Princeton.
I'm going to Harvard University, ma'am.
Harvard University. Congratulations. Tell me about your experience.
It's been absolutely wonderful. I transferred from Brooks Academy to Harlandale, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Traditional school is actually very
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize how successful public schools are and the great work that goes on in classrooms every single day by great teachers. We have great teachers in classrooms everywhere we go. Public schools are doing a phenomenal job, and we want to just make sure we share those great stories.
It's really important to say go public. Wouldn't you say, Bobby?
Oh, it's extremely important. We've got all 15 ISDs that are in San Antonio and Bexar County area that are collaborating together. This is the first time we think we've seen this in the nation to really get out that positive message, the true story of what's going on within all the different ISDs.
Cameron Wu, you are a student over at Churchill High School.
Yes,
and your
ma'am.
experience with the public schools, what would you say?
It's fantastic. I've loved every school I've ever been at, starting at Heidner, going to Eisenhower, and then finally a fantastic career at Churchill High School.
Wow. And so I like that you're campaigning with the adults. You're saying this is a good deal. We want to try to support our public schools.
It's very important. It's very, very important.
Yes. And so I'm sure your parents instilled that education in you as well.
Yes, ma'am. Education has always been very important.
And as far as your teachers, you loved your teachers?
Yes, ma'am.
He's a good boy. Okay, congratulations. You're going to have a lot of fun in college, I guarantee it. And
Hope
gentlemen,
so.
thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thanks for
Once
having us.
again, we remind folks at home, go public, love your Bexar County Public Schools. The website address is wegopublic.com. You can also like them on Facebook. Thank you again, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. Say, Juan, you know.
I love my teacher.
My world's turning around.
That's it. Thank you very much. On the next Bexar County Coalition, I'm going to make sure that Mr. Merrill will be joining us. It's a great experience when all 15 districts speak as one voice whenever we have a concern. Thank you very much. Update on his statement of impact amendments. Oh, yes. Oh, that's another one on oh, okay. Yes. Yes, right. Okay, on charter schools or whatever. Okay, update on board advisory committees. Do we have any? Oh, no, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Flores.
Before I go there, I just want to tell all the teachers, administration, everything that we go public is a big part of y'all. You know, you all help us get that message out, and you provide all the good things that are going on in the district, you know, from the superintendent down. Dr. Mackey is very involved with the superintendent of the area, and it's important that we all, you know, get behind this. And, you know, without the teachers and the kids learning from them, it's, you know, it's one of those things that just kind of snowballs and it's rolling. And you'll see this sign all over the place. But anyway, back to my committee. We had the long-range planning committee, and not curriculum this time, Ms. Robinson. Mr. Kirshner supplied us with the facilities report. There was 5 people there. We need, of course, we need more. And we need to work on a plan to get more people there, because we need to talk about a bond. We need to talk, you know, and realistically doing it right, planning it right. In May of 2016 is when a bond probably needs to go forward. That gives us plenty of time to do the planning for it. But we need more community members. We need people from churches. We need people from the different municipalities. And I think that's all a part, and I hope you know, the Public Information Office will help in that. We've planned our meetings for the first Monday of the month, I believe, right? We lost a committee member because he's now up on here on the board. Yeah, I know it, but it's going to take this whole board getting people there, you know, and we've got to reiterate to our constituents that, yeah, some things may be going up over here on this side of the district, but they affect the whole district, you know. That's what happens on sometimes. Over here, they're saying, well, it's being built over there, I'm not gonna vote for that. You can't think that way. You have to think of it as a whole district, because by building something over here, you're alleviating some of the crowding over here, and it just, you know, it affects everybody. And you know, having a great district affects our home, you know, values, and everything like that. So we need to get more people involved. Teachers that live in the district, or teachers that, you know, want to get there. I had suggested that maybe we ask each PTO at the elementaries to send somebody, and then each principal to send a teacher to our next meeting, just so that they can start getting more people at these things. Because you can't have 5 or 6 people making this decision. It just doesn't work. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Adair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Flores, I thought, what I was thinking, we had such a large pool of applicants for the board. I think it would be a good idea to contact all of the applicants and offer them the opportunity to serve on that committee or any of the other committees, because they all expressed an interest in serving and being involved, and this is an open door where we could use their help.
That's a good suggestion.
Yes, very good. Mr. Macias.
Yes, and obviously this is reflective of problems that we've seen from members in our community, outlining the lack of parental and community involvement in our district. So obviously maybe we can also take a look, I guess, at the broad picture of that involvement of individuals in campus-based, site-based committees, are really just trying to find the underlying reason why the engagement has dwindled. My experience is that if someone gets involved, because remember, in my world, I'm in a nonprofit world, we're always asking people to be involved. One of the reasons they fall off is they feel that they're not valued or engaged enough in the process, or that they go to the meetings and their input isn't valued. And those are just simple things, and we want to counter that their input is valuable. But I think you've kind of reminded the board that we collectively need to go out and also help bring people into community. But certainly, we made last month Parental Engagement Month. Was that our declaration? Something like that. So there is, I think, a swell growing in the sense that we do need to engage our community, which I think a lot of them are employees as well. I mean, they live in our district. So anything that we can do to work with our unions, with our PTOs, all of that, we're all stakeholders in this game. So I do agree with you wholeheartedly on that.
Let me stay there.
Yeah, Mr. President, I just wanted to say that based upon what Mr. Flores said and Mr. Macias, I think we need to start looking at having a boundaries committee and and I know we have a technology committee, but I'm not sure if it's active. So if you could let us know, Mr. President, what committees we have in the district that consist of citizens. We know which board committees we have, but I'm sure there are other committees, and we could maybe focus on involving the community. That was one of the things we discussed on our goals, is community involvement.
Okay, we'll work on that, Ms. Pettis.
Dr. LaFoyle?
Doctor,
Yeah,
yeah,
you got
might
it
as
right.
well. Dr. LaFoyle.
I think we ought to look at our site-based committee people too.
Yes.
Because they're out there, they're making decisions at our schools. Why not broaden
One
their?
person, yeah. That's another good idea. Okay, we have update on board training. Have we done any training lately or attended anything? Yeah, TASB, we all attended over there. If you look on your calendar provided, for tomorrow, Friday, is the Judson High School Hispanic Heritage Celebration from 6 to 8 at the PAC. If you can make it, it would be wonderful. Also, if you noticed, our secretary put there focus group interviews, and this is our search team that will be here on Monday and Tuesday. Is that right, Ms. Perez? No. Oh, that's not right? They changed it again? Yes. To what dates?
Wednesday, October 29th, Thursday, October 30th.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wednesday the what?
29th.
And the 30th. The focus groups?
Yes.
And how about the one for the community in the evening? Have we gotten a date?
The 29th and 30th. It'll be determined one of those days.
Okay, during the day and then in the evening. Okay, because I just spoke with him and he didn't tell me they were planning on changing that. Okay, we also have Judson High School dedication ceremony at 10:30 on the 27th. That's a Monday, and it's at 10:30 in the morning. Monday.
To the library, Bonnie Schultz Library.
Yeah, but it's at the high school. Then we also have, we got an invitation from Alamo Colleges, the Lakeview, is that correct? They have a ceremony from 4 to 5:30 next, the 28th is a Tuesday at the Performing Arts. If you can give us a little map on that, Ms. Perez. Okay, then, we're up to date on everything, right? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.